Ladies and gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 4 3-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. This bout is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, the timekeeper at the bell, Brett Bowles, and the third man inside the ring in charge of the action, referee Sean McAvoy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, he's wearing the black trunks. His official weight of 175 pounds and 8 ounces. He has a professional record of 4 fights, 3 losses, and 1 draw. Hailing from Poland, PATRYK POLASIK. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He is wearing the white, gold, and black. His official weight of 178 pounds and 9 ounces. He is currently undefeated with 2 wins. Hailing from Peckham, London, United Kingdom, ONWUEGBUSI.
Okay, lads, you both know the rules. Let's have a good, clean fight. Watch your heads in close, keep your punches up, and protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. Here we go.
Now this is bound to be an interesting bout. I saw Chris Busi sparring just the other day, and I was quite impressed with how he was able to manage the pace and control the pace. So let's see how he gets on.
That's it.
Okay, he's got an opponent that's come out really quick, high pace.
POLASIK with 4 bouts, so they're roughly the same experience, so it should be a good bout. I like the way Busi's using his jab just to control the pace. So I was looking for in the first bout. A little bit out of range. You see his legs feet are a little bit wide. It's making him lean in.
And that was a beautiful backhand on the chin. It was so quick. I think a few people missed it. Lovely jab, keeping him at range. Very awkward southpaw. Very intelligent boxer, Chris Busi.
POLASIK is stepping with his shots. Chris Busi was to step to side as he comes forward. He was to land a lovely left hand down the middle.
You can see that Black Trunks is thinking about it. He came out fast, but I think Chris kind of showed him that, hey, this is a dangerous proposition. Be mindful of how you approach me.
I see you got to make a statement, let them know that you're here for a bout. Stamp your authority from the first bell.
Absolutely. It's a little bit disheartening when someone comes out fast and they're just met with a stiff jab. They've got to reevaluate their plan and try again. And I think Chris has been using his jab effectively thus far. Yeah, there we go. And you, as a ragey fighter yourself, you like to see somebody boxing at range. What do you think of how Chris is keeping him?
Yeah, I can see exactly what he's trying to do, but if he just put a little bit of weight behind the shots, close the base of his feet, then that jab will be more successful. But as he's throwing the jab, it's making his opponent think, so it's good enough rather than just waiting. There
Excellent.
we go. So as he pulls it out more, he will find his range and understand where his feet need to be, and he'll be more successful with it.
You can see that PATRYK is a wild one, and you're seeing those looping shots coming around. He bends his head down and just swings some looping shots, and Chris got to keep them hands up.
As you can see, POLASIK goes a little bit square, so I'd like to see Chris vary the range of his shots up and down with them. There's a lot of head hunting so far.
I like the slight bobbing and weaving from POLASIK. He knows if he keeps his head still, it will be met with a jab.
Good, you see what they've been working on in the gym, because as he's training called uppercut for it simultaneously. So what they've been working wish. I'd like to see him.
I think you're going to see Chris become even more clinical with time. Polasic came for a fight, but I think he's found himself in a chess game because Busi's intelligence forces his opponent to think.
He's bringing that jab back a little bit too slow. Was able to let Polasic get that counter over the top.
Beautiful backhand
left
by the intelligent southpaw. You can see Polasic's got a busy lead hand now, trying to give Busi things to think about, but
that's it. That's it. I like Busi's way of thinking me just a little bit out of range, just a little bit. Good shot. Needs to double those up. Exactly what I was going to say. Good stuff.
This is where Polasic wants to keep Chris right against the rope, then he's going to let his hand go. You can see that he likes to work from the body and come upstairs just like that.
Chris needs to be aware of that left hook. As you can see, Polasic, he keeps throwing it. He thinks that's going to be his money shot. Just be aware of that shot. At this weight group, just takes one shot.
The backhand lands again on Polasic. And the success that Chris is getting with that can result to being can have a devastating outcome in time in a few rounds to come.
Yeah, Busi just needs to be a little bit sharper with that shot. It needs to come in with 2s and 3s because one shot at the moment is not being as successful as we'd like to see. Good, good, good. Bringing them up, 2s and 3s.
Yeah, it'd be lovely to see 2s and 3s, but with Polasic, I think Polasic has got Chris overthinking it because of the wildness.
Precisely, precisely. But he just needs to not wait. So throw, then you can see how he reacts to what you're doing, and that will let you know what shots you need to throw. Waiting too long, you're allowing him to gauge your rhythm.
And if you could look into Polasic's eyes, you can see this man has mean intentions. You can see, and Chris is up close and personal, so he knows he can't go in carelessly. He has to be calculated.
Beautiful left hand from Chris. Needs to follow up with another. Needs 2s and 3s.
Polasic trying to pop his jab, but he doesn't want to get into a jab war with Chris. I think Chris is the superior boxer, but he lands a lovely jab there, and Chris made him pay for it instantly. With a leading backhand.
Good body shot from Chris, and he needs to just finish up the top.
See, Chris got kind of a wide stance. You think he's trying to load up.
It looks as though Chris has found his rhythm now. Found his rhythm, he's got his range. Good shot.
Chris is starting to show some of his defensive skills, the way he maneuvers.
Better round there from Chris, better round.
I also think that was a better round from Polasic also. He had Chris thinking a lot more this round. He had a busy lead hand using his feints, and I saw some success from Polasic in that round, which is, you got to give him credit for that.
Yeah, definitely. I think what we was finding is Polasic was reacting more, because in the first round where Chris was waiting a little bit too long, he just left it at a stalemate. Now whereby Chris is landing or trying to land, he's scoring. So that's making Polasic want to respond. And with him responding, it's going to give those openings for Chris. So let's see if Chris has got his timing. Then, as you said, mentioned his IQ as you've seen him before. Hopefully while Polasic is trying to attack, that's when Chris can get his shots off.
Polasic was bleeding heavy from the mouth, but doesn't seem to be phased at all. He seems to be going into this third round with one thing on his mind, and that's pure violence. Let's see how it pans out. Both boxers meet each other right in the center of the ring, but Polasic steps back after a right hand to the chest from Chris.
A little bit of posturing from Polasic. He put his arms out to say like that didn't hurt. But it's age-old to say when something like that, when a boxer responds that way, 9 times out of 10 actually did hurt. Let's see how Chris Busi capitalizes on it.
Polasic with 2 shots. He lands on the gloves of Chris. He's making his presence felt. Lovely 4-shot combo, and that's what we'd like to see from Chris, a bit more flurries, but at the moment Polasic is showing him how to throw those flurries.
I would like to see Chris punch with Polasic, Chris Busi punch with him, because Polasic, he loses his stance, which will make him square on, so he will take the full brunt of the shots. Chris is waiting for Polasic to finish. There we go. That's good counters from
Chris sitting down on the shots a bit more. This man has been training hard down by the Hollington boxing gym in his amateur days, under the watchful eye of Clive Dixon, who was an exceptional amateur and pro, winning the Commonwealth. They're now boxing out of Miguel's boxing gym in Brixton.
Feet got a little bit tangled there, which is something that happens with an orthodox versus a southpaw.
Polasic is very strategic about his feet placement. If you look at where he's placing his lead leg, he's striving to get it on the outside of Chris's, and that's testament of an intelligent boxer. Lovely right hand, backhand from Chris.
Just to throw it a little bit more, disguise it and push it through, because Polasic does go square. He does go square, those shots will land all night.
Chris is being clinical, knocking the head back of Polasic.
As I said in the bout before, just need to disguise the shot he wants to land. So he needs to various shots, both up and down. There's a little bit too much head hunting from both men.
But you see Polasic getting a bit desperate now, swinging those wild shots, trying to tell Chris, stay back, I'm still dangerous, but Chris does not seem phased. Chris Busi does not seem phased by those wild shots. He's being defensively responsible. Caught a right hand towards the end of that round.
Good round, going into round 3.
I think Chris is giving a good account of himself, controlling the pace, remaining calm and calculated. You can't rush in with such a wild cat like Polasic.
Definitely keep composure. I like to see a bit more control of his feet. Sometimes you see he's a bit out of position to return the counter of Polasic, which is why he's able to only throw 1 or 2 shots. And with the first one usually falling short. Just to get his positioning correct, and then he'll be able to be more successful with those counters and with the lead shots. It's falling short just a little, but very good round.
Totally agree with that. It's such a great round from these boxers. They're touching gloves as we're going into the 4th and final round. Chris Busi in the white and gold shorts. Polasic coming out with a very fast pace, as he did in round number 1. Polasic has given a great account of himself thus far, and you can see how alert he is in there right now. But Chris continues to press forward and impose himself.
See, from this point, he needs to throw the jab from here. Just let Polasic know he's still in the bout. Waiting just a little bit long, that builds your opponent's confidence. To throw up and down, just touch him, just let him know you're there, even if you're just hitting his guard, and then sink something through.
You can hear Clive Dixon shouting from the corner of the ring to dig in, Chris, dig in. And you could see that intention coming through the punches, mean intentions. But Polasic,
good left hand from Chris Busi.
Polasic refuses to get his back against the ropes.
Good jab there from Chris Busi. It's to follow through. I'd like to see 2s and 3s from Busi, and he'll be much more successful. Could possibly get Polasic out of there, because you can see some of those single shots were hurting Polasic, but just didn't follow up.
He's being told to dig in. No one's saying flurries. Let's see what he does with that advice. must admit that Chris just looks so calm under pressure. He's one of the calmest boxers I see in the ring. With punches flying, this man looks like he's about to have a cup of tea. POLASIK is starting to look very tired, but still looks dangerous and unpredictable. I'd like to see Chris work at this close range.
He did half a step back from POLASIK and would have been successful there because Chris got square on the ropes. You see a little mouse underneath POLASIK's eye. Chris targets that, a little clash of heads there.
And I see Chris squinting his eyes. I can see that was an unpleasant encounter.
Chris, just settle down a little bit, just get back on that jab, nice and stiff, keep him at range and follow through with that nice straight left that he had successful.
POLASIK is having some success after the clash of heads. You see Chris looks like he's still recovering from that clash of head, but he's finishing strong.
That's right.
And POLASIK is swinging until the end, until the bell goes.
Good run, good run. You see Chris was still blinking in that exchange. I think that head clash did bother him a little bit. Like it was the last moments of that round.
Absolutely, you can see that POLASIK is just a straight fighter, and regardless who his opponent is, he comes to fight. And Chris pulled him he lured him into a chess game, but POLASIK did make a fight out of it in the end. But nothing too overwhelming for Chris to handle. Brilliant account from both men.
That's it. I think it was a game of opponents who was able to make Chris work. Sometimes you could have these early bouts in your career and you're not really learning, but that was a good learning bout for Chris. With the aggression from POLASIK and the shot varieties towards the end.
Absolutely. As I mentioned earlier, I was down by the gym seeing Chris spar, and I saw a lot of things that he was working on come through in this bout. And I think early on, boxers want to, be able to execute what they work on during camp.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, we go to the referee's scorecard. Referee Sean McAvoy scores the bout 39-37. And your winner, Chris Bout.
Chris, congratulations on your win. This is actually a very special moment because I know you back from Islington days. Is this your second professional fight?
Third one.
How does it feel?
It feels good, man. I'm just trying to keep going after this. Just keep them rolling, because I turned over before COVID, and obviously we couldn't box. And I boxed again in April. It just feels to get out once again. Hopefully push on. Early next year I'll be out again.
How important is it for you at this stage in your career to be active, to be getting those rounds in with game opponents such as the guy you're in the ring with tonight?
It's crucial. It's very important. It's very, very, very crucial and very, very important. So you can keep building. And like, he was strong in there, but know that I'm not fighting at my natural way. So I think if the fight was a bit super middle, I think I would have got him out of there.
Dwayne, what did you make of Chris's performance tonight?
Yeah, I do like his self-analysis, because I could see now that he's mentioned that it's not his natural weight, I can see that where some of the timing was off, that makes a lot of sense. Plus, as he said, a little bit of inactivity, because you could see exactly what he wanted to do. Legs a little bit wide, so he's a bit out of range, but that makes a lot of sense where he said that it's not usually his weight, he just wanted to get out of there.
So in terms of obviously next steps for you, getting down to your natural weight, fighting at that weight, and how active do you want to be next year?
So hopefully, I already spoke to my manager. I want to get out about 5 and 6 times, and hopefully towards the end of the year, challenge for a southern area or a local belt. That's the plan, and then push on from there.
Very exciting times. We really look forward to seeing you back in the ring, Chris. Congratulations.
Thank you.